we had to walk out. We were scared to death that the gator was gonna jump out on the hyacinth and grab us. We'd walk real close to Dad, and he'd get us where we felt pretty comfortable, and he'd grab us and sling us right out in the middle of the hyacinth, yell gator, and we'd scream harder, run away from him, tell him we didn't like him, and he'd say, I'm sorry, come back, I won't do it no more. He'd throw you in about 4 times before you didn't trust him no more. But I gotta tell one real quick one on Gene. You know, they had a Bigfoot costume in the shop. And Bo John said, I'm going in to see him. So I put that Bigfoot suit on, and I walked by the office, and everybody that had a window at the office was laughing at that, and I was laughing hard at the time I got to Gene's window. I couldn't hardly do it, but I jumped and grabbed that window. Slid back. That finger out, I thought I was going to die. It's your turn.
We got a guy in the shop, Wilson, born and raised in New York City, Boston, never been out of the country. And he's probably the best fuel truck driver we've ever had. Maybe next to me, but no, he's a really good guy. And one day I went out to check the pump out at E2 in Eastport on John Unit. I saw him sitting in the truck was running. He never saw me walk up. And just so happened that day I had a black crop pants on, a black shirt. So I went over to the motor and shut it off. He didn't know I was there. I said, man, I'm going to get him. So I walked over and got underneath the truck. And I crouched down in front of the wheels of the truck. And I was going to wait till he got out and walk around. I was going to grab him by the foot. He got out and he walked around and he just saw something black come up. He went to scream. I never heard such a blood curdling scream in my life. And he was really fainting. So I jumped out and ran and grabbed Wilson. Wilson, it's me. You all right? He said, oh God, I thought just a bear. I was going to faint. And that man was terrified. Robbie, he's good at that, and so is he, but I literally got on there and going back. I got teary-eyed because I scared that man so bad. I said, I will never do that to nobody. Except these 2 guys.
We were jealous of it.
You're taking you a long time, Bill.
You just did 5 minutes ago, yeah.
I guess I could tell one. This is when the country boys go to town, yes. Years ago we had seminars in Salt Lake, and we were going to a Bud Williams breakout. Guys used to work here, Larry Gotts and I went out early. And we went into the airport and they took us out to a place to get a rent-a-car. There was a little bus kind of circled around, and I looked out the window and here's these vans. And right on the very end is one little car. Pink. Bright pink. I looked at Larry, he looked at me, and I said, oh no. We walked in, I walked out, and I said, so where's our rent-a-car? And they said, it's out front. I said, where? And they pointed. I said, the pink one? I said, no, we're from Florida, we don't drive pink cars. So he said, laughed, and they thought I was joking. I said, we don't drive pink cars. So they gave us a van. So we headed to the Doubletree. They had our rooms. We get there and we walk up to the desk, and I said, Gene Crosby and Larry Gotts, we have a room for her. Okay, here you are. We went up and opened the room, opened the door, set our luggage, looked over, and the bellhop was there. One double bed. I looked at Larry, he looked at me, and I said, we don't drive pink cars, we don't use those. I looked at the bellhop, and I said, just don't even set them down. Okay. Went back downstairs, went to the counter, and I said, that room's got a double bed. Oh yeah, I said, something wrong tonight. I said, there's 2 of us. And after about 30 minutes argument, they brought up a rollaway. And we went out, every morning we went out, everybody in the Doubletree would say, oh, there goes those Florida boys, they don't drive pink cars and they don't use double beds.
John Paul, you've got to have one.
Tell one about Andy in the car at Leonard's house.
Yeah, that one.
That one.
He knows I'm deaf.
Tell him one more time, because I didn't hear it.
Tell about Andy driving his car at Leonard's house, you and him going to Leonard's house.
he's that Andy, one of his friends.
Whoever was
Microphone.
tell
I love you. He's mad.
Andy had a Nova that Dad had built the motor for, and he told him not to drive it until he got the exhaust and all that stuff put on it. It was about 2 in the morning. Him and his friend decided they was going to push the car down the road, get in and go drive it. Well, they get up, and I don't know how many, there's not a bunch of you here that knows where Leonard Story lived on 192 by flood control. They get up there and just start doing donuts. And Dad had went outside, he could hear them. So he waited. Well, when they got back on Deer Park Road, he was going pretty quickly, turned the key off, and coasted up in the yard. He snapped that door open and tells Andy, he said, you know, it sounded like you was at Leonard Story's house doing donuts up there. He said his friend looked at him, how do you know? But anyway, that ain't one that I really want to tell. I'm going to tell you one that this one right here taught me into doing one night. I bought a car from him. And Dad told me, he said, John, he said, that car does not leave the yard until you get insurance. Well, Robbie comes home one night, hey, there's a new pizza place opened up in Melbourne. Come on, let's take your car. I said, no, Dad told me we ain't allowed to drive it because we have no insurance. Well, him and Andy both taught me into it. So we go over to Leaning Tower in Melbourne and eat like hogs, and we're coming back, you know, man, big fat belly, all laughing and giggling, and about the time me and Robbie looked up the road and we looked at each other and said, there's no way that could be Dad on that motorcycle.
Oh, no.
When we went by, we could tell it was Dad because the blessing he was giving me wasn't very good on the road. And I got Andy in the back seat and go, ooh, Dad's man. I said, how you know? He said, because he never does wheelies on his motorcycle. Look at it. I had to give my keys, or he told me if it was gone the next day, he'd bring a torch and cut it in half.
Oh, Robert, he was my hero when it comes to a lot of things. Taught me how to be a mechanic and how to use common sense, but he was the best cusser I ever knew in my life. That man, when he got mad, I would die laughing because he took it to a whole new level. He said words that I'd never heard before. He never cussed until he was mad. He got mad, and he could do it like nobody else I've ever known in my life. And I know some rough customers. He was the best.
Is that all you wanted to know?
Oh.
Can we ask questions?
No.
What is it about the justice center and the speed? What is the addiction? Explain that.
There was 2 twins when we growed up that built race cars. And my Aunt Mary always acted like she had a race car. And,
So did you?
that's where we got that from. We just like to go fast. Carl had airboat that wasn't safe to drive. It was really fun to ride though. That's where the speed comes from.
Will you tell the story about when your truck broke down on Nova Road and you had your airboat in the trailer behind you? That's a dang good story.
We went, I raced my boat and we've been in St. Cloud and I was coming home and the truck had 340-something thousand miles on it. And I mean, we get that thing heck. And the oil pressure started going down and the temperature started going up. And I love that boat almost as much as Tammy. Not as much, but it was up there. I told that truck, I said, I am not leaving my boat on the side of the road, so I just held it to the floor and it blowed up just like NASCAR. It blowed water all over the window and stuff. And I had a roll of electric wire in the truck. I cranked my boat up. I tied it to the throttle, running through the sliding glass window and to the house I was going. Well, it was about 12:30. I didn't want to wake everybody up at K6, so I give it heck going down the road. And when I got to the turn, I let off the gas and it didn't quit. throttle hung in the, with the wire. So it pushed me around there and I woke everybody up. And I got in the yard and I hit the brakes and it just kept pushing it right to the fence. So I jammed in the park because it was already blowed up and I dove out of it when the boat went by and dove on it. I grabbed the throttle and pulled it up. When I did, you could hear the ball wire go. And all the dogs were barking, all the lights were on, so I didn't accomplish my goal. And I broke the mic.
That's all right.
I can tell you where my dad was a bishop, he was HR, and a good man. I don't know where Robert got him. He had a unit full of heifers, and some of them runs up over there and there'd be a blue streak in the sky. You could see it. He's calling them heifers, everything but heifers. And I knew that's when I built more fence, we built another wing. But I can tell you the time, my brother Corbin bought an airboat. And he bought it from the guy who come and unloaded in the yard, and my dad said, "I thought I told you you couldn't have an airboat." And Corbin fired it up, got in the seat, and took off from the yard and rode it all the way to the river. You could hear my dad screaming over the motor. "Get back here with that airboat. I want to take this sledgehammer to it." And Corbin was gone for 3 days. He didn't come home. So when he come home, he brought home the sold it back to the guy. It was all better, but I'll tell you, my dad was a horseman. When he was young, he said he could ride anything that had hair on it. But I've seen him several times. We'd be out there in the field. "You want to race your horses?" We'd all say, "Yeah." And he'd win every time. He said, we say, "Well, you got a better horse. You want me to ride yours?" "You get on your horse and beat you." I don't know how he'd do it, but he'd make a horse just move. Use every bit of gut he had. He knew how to talk to him. He'd win. This was just a big difference. You take any horse and usually win.